Today we're in the streets of Shinjuku, finally back in the streets, and no, this is not an X-T5, but a Nikon Zf. And we're going to walk around and test this little camera. So if you're familiar with the Fujifilm ecosystem, I don't think that the controls of this camera will be a huge surprise to you. It's pretty much familiar. I mean, it's pretty much similar to the X-T5 with the same kind of control. Some details that change here and there, but overall very familiar controls. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to test, and let's go and hit the streets. Now there are some interesting patterns right here as well, with sometimes some people crossing around, so I'm gonna try to capture that. Today I have like the 28 to 75 Nikon 2.8, so I'm gonna try to make it work and hopefully capture some nice subject over there. Oh, there's someone crossing, but I'm taking a video, so I can't really take a picture. But alright, so let's try to do that. So I'm trying to get an isolated subject to walk around here, to have an interesting frame, because with the sun going there, maybe having someone walking here with a shadow, that would be isolated. That would be, for me, maybe a nice frame to have. So let's try to work on that with the Nikon here. So here's another, I think, interesting composition where people are walking around with the light being quite low with the shadows. So what I can try to do is also to try to capture either one or several subjects. For example, this guy that I missed because I'm taking a video again, and we can have some, leading lines, also some shadows, some contrast, so it can make for a very interesting composition here. So yeah, I gotta try working on it. And while I'm waiting for the traffic light here, I would say that, yeah, so far so good with the Nikon Zf. I really feel at home with the X-T5 user. I would say that the screen, I would have preferred to have an articulated screen instead of the flip out screen, because for me this is more a photography oriented camera. It can do video, of course, like the X-T5, but I would say that, yeah, I prefer the articulated screen because it allows you to have some interesting angle, especially when you try to photograph low or try to photograph high. So right here I just have to flip my screen and play with the angle, which is not ideal when you try to work on your composition. But apart from that, honestly, I feel right at home, and that's a good thing, because if you are a fan of this kind of really retro design, you'll feel right at home with this camera. It's very easy to use, feel very intuitive. However, also one hic that I would say is the grip here. That is very minimum. It's even smaller than the X-T5, but the camera is bigger and heavier, right? And also have a kind of a heavy lens, which is not ideal for street, but that's the lens that I got. And I would say that, yeah, with this kind of lens and with this kind of weight, you definitely want something that is bigger than this tiny grip right here. So I'm gonna try to make something work over there where a lot of people are walking. If I can zoom in enough and have just the stairs with a bunch of people, I think it would look interesting. So I'm gonna try to make that work. Let's see how this little camera here can do that or not. Now I do like though what they did on the Nikon with the PASM dial, meaning that you're able to individually select the PASM modes with a dial, how to say that, like kind of a lever under your dial. And that way it's easy to go from one mode to another. It's clearly indicated. It adds more to that retro style, and overall it looks nice. So you have both the convenience of the PASM dial while having the retro look. So I think that this is a good point that maybe Fuji could bring to their cameras as well. But no, it's just a choice of design, I would say, but I enjoy it. Now we got some nice lights over here too. Now I'm gonna reach that far with the lens that I have, but I am going to try to capture a nice composition as well with the Nikon. And yeah, hopefully you get some nice pictures here because the light is very nice over there. If you see exactly, but yeah, look at this. That's kind of an iconic spot. You can zoom a little for you to see better. But yeah, this is one of the iconic spots you can see from the bridge here. That is very busy, so I cannot extend my arm too much, but let's try to take some shots here. Now, another thing that is different from the Nikon compared to the Fujifilm, and don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to compare to say Nikon is worse or Fujifilm is better or the opposite, right? I'm just comparing based on my point of view, and also because the audience of this channel is mostly Fujifilm users, right? Is that when it comes to the f-stop, usually on Fujifilm lenses, you can easily see it on your lens. However, let me know, Nikon users, in the comments whether this is the case or not usually. I guess, like, for example, on this lens, you cannot see the aperture value. So what they do here is that they have a little indicator, a little LCD indicator that gives you basically your aperture value. So this is something that is different and that allows you to also see all your values, your aperture value as well. So that's how they do it on this Nikon Zf. So what do you think about it? Let me know down in the comments. There are quite a lot of people walking here, and there's nice light also going on. As you can see, I like working with light mostly. To me, light is like one of the most important components of the pictures, and I like working with like difference of lights, contrast, etc. And people walking around here with the last light, I'm gonna try to have a nice composition here and see what I can get. So let's try and see. The sun is very harsh here, but we got some nice composition, nice shadows. So I want to try to take some pictures. I've been exploring this area quite a lot, but still, every time I come here, I feel like I can get some new shots. So I never get tired of it. So yeah. one more thing I would have to say about the Nikon. I would say that, yeah, overall it's pretty snappy. The autofocus seems to work well. I still have to test it way more though. But overall, it seems to work. From time to time, if you turn your head here and there, you might lose focus though. That's something that I noticed so far. But overall, when it locks to a subject, it tends to stay there. So yeah, I gotta test way more. And now there are trains and everything. I hope you can hear me. I don't know if you will, but hopefully you do. It's also very interesting to me how the Shinjuku area can change from day to night. If you come here by night, it's like super crowded. If you come here early in the morning, there's nobody. And then if you come here a little bit after, here there will be a huge amount of people playing pachinko, which is like the legal version of casinos in Japan, because casinos are not allowed, but if you bet for basically some balls, some metal balls, and then you exchange them for money later, that's allowed somehow. So yeah, it really depends. Like the landscape of Shinjuku is always like changing based on the time of the day. So very interesting. I'm gonna try to work on this composition after. Having some people walk here and maybe get some nice shots. Let's see if we can get something here. Now, I don't know yet how the colors are gonna turn out from the camera. Hopefully they're gonna turn good, hopefully, because, you know, I'm used to the Fuji colors. I've used the Nikon Z8, which had some good colors as well and was enjoyable to work with. So it should be fine, I assume, but I guess that you will know better than I know right now because you would already have seen the pictures. Let me know what you think about the colors, because I think I'm going to put the colors not edited, just for you to get an idea of how they look straight out of cameras, to also get a comparison of the Fuji colors, the Nikon colors, and also get a comparison of both cameras for the streets. Alright, so I think I'm gonna take a few shots here, and after I'm gonna go home and get breakfast because it's still very early here. It's about 8:30 or so. I've been shooting for about an hour and a half. So yeah, here also the Don Quixote of Shinjuku. Light is very nice right now, so hopefully we can get some nice shots. But so far, very good experience with the Nikon. Hopefully, you know, the image turned out great as well. So let me know also down in the comment what you want to know about the Nikon Zf. because I would also come up with a review later this week, maybe later this week or this weekend, let's see. And I have the camera basically until this week. So if you want to know more about this camera, and if you want to watch a comparison with the Fujifilm X-T5, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Enjoy the last pictures to today's sessions, and I'll see you in the next one.